If you're looking to try something new and want an affordable, all-inclusive, family-friendly cruise holiday, then we might just have the right cruise line for you. Because this week on Planet Cruise Weekly, we take a look at the industry's only Spanish cruise line, Pullmantur. Well, hello and welcome to episode 83 of Planet Cruise Weekly. I'm Keith, this is Glenn, two old cruising queens that enjoy chatting about the industry and generally sharing our experience.
And looking very virginally white today.
Right, here we go. We're talking this week about a wonderful cruise line. It's called Pullmantur Cruises, and they're a sort of Mediterranean version of Royal Caribbean with a distinctly Spanish feel, and are open to a more laid-back approach to life at sea. Then they may just be the perfect fit.
They began life in the 1990s as an offshoot of the Madrid-based travel agent Pullmantur, selling Southern Caribbean cruises on board the SS Seawind Crown. Then, after several years building a reputation within the Spanish market, in 2000 they took the plunge and purchased their first ship, the SS Big Red Boat 1.
Their appetite now whetted, Oceanic was soon joined by the MS Pacific, which the more alert of you will remember as the famous MS Pacific Princess from the TV series The Love Boat. Fast forward to today, and several ships later, they're now owned by Royal Caribbean, and their current fleet of 4 ships consists of 2 former Royal Caribbean vessels and 2 previous celebrity ships.
So people always ask, so basically what's the sort of onboard experience like with one of these ships? We don't know anything about them, so let's just sort of run through exactly what you can expect on board. Now, essentially the Pullmantur ship offers all the trappings of a traditional cruise, but with a Spanish accent. They do opt for a traditional fixed 2-seating dining, but the early seating dining is at 8 PM and the late seating dining at 10:15 PM. Now, I like to prefer eat late. If you don't like these times, then maybe you just want to eat in the buffet. It might be a little bit better for our UK clients.
Now, needless to say, the main onboard language is Spanish, but printed materials and such will come in English, and international passengers are of course welcome. And yes, as a non-speaking Spanish passenger, you will be in the minority, but for many, you know what, that will be a bonus. And of course, all the crew do speak English. So dinner times and language aside, there are some great reasons to try a cruise with Pullmantur.
Now, first of all, they're all-inclusive, which is always great. So you pay one fee up front, and then once you're on board, you don't have to worry about constantly having to dip in your pocket if you don't have to. Now, this means your meals, soft drinks and alcoholic drinks are included. Many well-known alcohol brands such as Bailey's, Martini, Bacardi Silver and Malibu are included. Yes, there are some top shelf brands that you have to pay for, a small premium, but that's only if you really have expensive taste, and to be quite honest, that's the same on any cruise ship that offers an all-inclusive package.
Secondly, Pullmantur really pride themselves on being family friendly and have a huge range of family focused activities on board, with a great team of youth activity organisers for children and young adults between 3 to 17 years of age.
In fact, it's fair to say that the whole line is aimed at a younger audience that's more akin to a US feel more than a med demographic. Now, it has more of a party-focused sense of fun than other cruise lines, so much so that they offer themed cruises including the annual Waterland Festival where DJs come on board, and the cruise centres around the Balearic Islands for some serious dancing and partying the night away.
The atmosphere on board is very relaxed and laid back, and Pullmantur actually liken themselves to a Spanish beach holiday where you get to experience Mediterranean hospitality at its best and enjoy your holiday in the way that you want to enjoy it. For instance, the onboard dress code is very relaxed, with just one gala night where you can choose to dust off the bow tie and ball gown Glen if you fancy it.
Their ships are crammed full of things to keep you amused. Whether you're cruising alone, as a couple, with friends or with your family, this is a multi-generational cruising with production shows, a spa and gym, casinos, shops, youth programs and pretty much everything else you'd expect from a typical mass market cruise experience.
And finally, Pullmantur are people. They're known for their super friendly service and the famous Pullmantur smile. And they select their crew for their character, and this goes all the way up, and in fact it's not unheard of to be joined by one of the ship's officers for an afternoon beverage. So let's have a look now at their fleet. There are currently 4 ships in the fleet, and we've already mentioned that 2 of these are previous Royal Caribbean ships and 2 are previous Celebrity ships, and you can tell the difference immediately. So we'll start off with the 2 ships that came from Celebrity, and these are the sister ships, Zenith and Horizon.
Now, as the 2 ships are sisters, you can expect to find virtually the same layout and facilities on board both. Both built in the early 90s, they still look more ships than floating blocks of flats, and both have relatively small, by modern standards, capacity of around 1,800 guests. So you'll find that you're never overcrowded in public areas. Now you can find normal reception areas, excursion desks, photo gallery and internet centre on board, as you would do with any other cruise line.
Dining options on board these ships tend to be fewer than the two ex-Royal ships, but you have a main dining restaurant with waiter service and a multi-course menu from an international feel drawn from different parts of the world where you're sailing. Now both ships also carry a large buffet restaurant on board and have an alfresco dining area.
Now the Plaza Cafe on board Zenith is a great spot to people watch with your morning coffee, or if you're on board Horizon, then you can partake in a spot of alfresco dining at the terrace and grill located close to the pool area. Now when it comes to entertainment, both of the ships have it in droves. Both ships offer comfortable show lounges and piano type bars, as well as a host of cocktail bars.
Now if you are travelling with a family, both ships do have kids clubs and games arcades, as well as card rooms and libraries for those who want a slightly quieter life. And for the bigger kids, both ships have good sized nightclubs and well-stocked bars and plenty of space for dancing. And if you're a bit shy about hitting the dance floor, you may even find a crew member or two dragging you up for a boogie.
Oh yes. Accommodation on board is larger than average, as although all ships have been revamped and refurbished, they were built before the more recent trend of ever shrinking cabins. Now you have the choice of either inside, ocean view balcony or suites, with the suites coming with an additional of an extra private outdoor space.
Now the other two ships in the fleet are the ex-Royal Caribbean vessels, the Monarch and the Sovereign, and they are much bigger, both holding around 2,800 passengers, and they have considerably more amenities on board, most notably in the choice of dining venues. Both ships have large central atriums, the kind that we've become used to seeing on modern cruise ships.
On board both ships you'll find two main dining rooms plus the well-named Panorama buffet restaurant for self-service. Now on the Monarch you'll also grab yourself a slice of alfresco pizza at the pizzeria, best place to grab it, or indulge in a sweet treat at the ice cream parlour.
Now all of this is included, but on board the Sovereign we have Pullmantur's only specialty dining option in the form of the Wu restaurant, and here you can enjoy the flavours of China, Thailand, Japan and Vietnam for a small additional fee. Also on board the Sovereign you have the grill for a spot of alfresco dining, or if you just want to unwind with a coffee, then you can head along to Cafe San Marco.
Both ships have a rendezvous lounge, a panorama lounge and a Broadway lounge, as well as all the usual kids facilities, games, arcades and casinos you would expect to find. There are also the usual cocktail bars and nightclubs on board for the adults.
The standout venue though is the Waves Yacht Club on board the Monarch, and if you're lucky enough to be staying in either a Royal Deluxe or Grand Suite, then you have access to this private bar and buffet venue. You can also visit here if you're staying in a junior suite and pay a slight charge. Now the Waves Yacht Club features both indoor and outdoor areas with comfy seating, cabana style sofas and of course, as we mentioned, all day hot and cold food service.
Accommodation on board the two ships is pretty much the same as the other two. Now you can choose from insides or ocean views, and they're either junior, grand, deluxe or royal suites. And it's worth noting here that unlike the ex-celebrity ships, unless you go for a suite, you won't get a balcony. Now of course we've just mentioned the Waves Yacht Club that comes as an added bonus for suite guests, but if you book the deluxe or royal you'll also get a host of additional benefits including pillow menu, bottle of cava on arrival, exclusive service desk, personal hostess, free internet and of course priority boarding.
So where do they cruise to? Well, the four main regions of the world, including of course the Caribbean, the beautiful scenic islands of Norway, and the Mediterranean, South America and the Caribbean are their most visited destinations. But you can find cruises also around the Canary Islands, Africa, Iberia, and occasionally cruises to places like the British Isles, the Baltics, Scandinavia and Northern Europe.
Now show excursions are available in every port, featuring guided tours of experience of the highlights of each destination. You get a full-day tour of many ports to explore, but shorter excursions are available. Make sure you pop and see the lovely Shore Excursions team, and someone like me will be there to help and assist you.
Now some highlights of the Mediterranean shore excursions include day sightseeing in Rome, sailing through Venice on a gondola, or exploring Corfu in a 4x4 Jeep.
Now, in the Caribbean, you can enjoy zip lining from the Panama Canal, explore the waters of Aruba by submarine, or enjoy rum tasting in Martinique. In the Baltics programme in Northern Europe, explore the ancient cities of St. Petersburg, Tallinn, Helsinki and Copenhagen, or get closer to the beautiful Norwegian fields.
So, thanks very much for your comments from last week. We are going to get to a couple of them that we have picked out, but if people want to get in contact, Glenn, what do they do?
A number of different ways you can do it. hello@planetcruise.co.uk. Obviously, check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you go into our YouTube channel and subscribe on there as well. Check out all 82 episodes of Planet Cruise Weekly. And of course, if you want to find more about Pullmantur, they're on the website there. If not, don't fancy them, there are plenty of other cruise lines to look at. We've got 1,700 cruises on there.
And so a big thank you to the people that did get in contact in the last week. First of all to Isabel, who sent us a lovely photo of her baby saying, getting ready for a cruise to Norway. Fantastic hat. Always good to see babies set up and ready for their cruising experience. Also a wonderful comment from Sheila Tams, which was related to the Jane McDonald cruising show. And Sheila said, saw this, Jane McDonald is absolutely brilliant. We love cruising and enjoy her down-to-earth shows so much. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and yeah, stay safe.
Cheers, guys.